sussing out your luck, going harder in the paint, and that's how you assert dominance.
Hey, what's up guys, it's SirTagCR, and today we're coming at you with a Hog Rider cycle deck. Because Giant and Golem double prints are just so strong at the moment, you have to run a Hog Rider deck that counters it. The charging princes will be stopped right in their tracks by an Ice Spirit. The guards do so well defending against princes, and also Ice Golem allows you to kite them to the opposite lane if you just don't have anything in cycle. In other matchups, Lumberjack does a phenomenal job converting defense into offense. For instance, when you kill Bridge Spam with your Lumberjack, you're able to drop a Hog Rider with the Lumberjack, and as soon as your Lumberjack dies, then it will rage up the Hog Rider, and the Hog Rider will get so many more hits on your opponent's tower. Of course, we have the spells of Fireball and Zap to immediately clean up units, ensuring that your Hog Rider will get extra hits on the tower as well. This is essentially a jack of all trades deck. A whole bunch of people inside the top 20 were using this deck at the end of the season, and it's also phenomenal for grand challenges. So let's go jump straight into some GCs and let's assert some dominance. Alright, so we got a game against Fram. I'm going to be saucing out the Ice Spear right on top of Steven the Spear Goblin, and I'm going to go in for a Hog Rider. So after seeing the Stevens, you really don't know what type of deck he's running. He's actually going to have Minion Horde. So we're going to go zap the Minion Horde, and hopefully, okay, so unfortunately I actually have to go cycle my guards and then Ice Golem. That wasn't something I wanted to do, but I have to make sure that the Minion Horde dies. And it's probably going to be some bait type of deck. I'm going to go in for an Ice Spirit right in front of the two guards, see if we can get some more damage. He's actually going to go bait out a log. So he's going to have Miner. He's probably going to have Goblin Barrel. If he has Goblin Barrel, it could be a very sad time. Could also be some type of Miner Poison. I haven't identified exactly what it is. Yeah, so he's going to have Goblin Hut Miner Poison. So definitely a difficult matchup, but I think that we can definitely overcome this. I'm going to go in for guards, and I'm going to go in for the Lumberjack in the back, and I'm going to go in with a Hog Rider. So as soon as the Lumberjack dies, the Hog Rider will be raged up, it will be piped up, and I think I'll be able to get a little bit more damage. I'm going to go in for a Zap right there. He's going to drop Minion Horde, and he's going to try to go in for the same push yet again. I'm just going to go in for Ice Golem, make sure that we deny damage from the Minion Horde, and it's looking kind of grim at the moment. This is not the best start, not the best matchup. He still has the Steven Hut up. Keeping that hut up was very, very critical for him, and he played that really well, keeping it up, dropping the Minion Horde. But as long as we get damage in single elixir, we will be fine here. So I'm going to go drop Ice Spirit to mitigate damage from the Stevens. I actually can't allow 4 of them to hit one of the Ice Spirits, and then that would be really bad because the Ice Spirit would end up Ice Spirit would be dying to 4 of the Spear Goblins, so I had to let one of them lock on. I'm actually going for Inferno Dragon right on top. The Inferno Dragon will kill the Spear Goblin Hut. He's going to go drop his Minion Horde right on top, and then I'll just go and drop my Ice Golem to mitigate damage. Could Fireball also, but actually he's going to go drop Ice Golem, so he's going to try to kite off his lane. I usually don't see Ice Golem in this type of deck. It's interesting to see it. I'm going to go Lumberjack right on top of the Miner. I don't want to drop guards because that is poison value. We're not about giving that poison value to him. So we're going to go in for Ice Golem. We're stacking up our push, guys. We're going to go in for Ice Spirit. We're going to go in for Zap. We're trying to make sure that we can break through here. I'm going to go in for a Fireball right on top of the Spear Goblins. The Rage is coming through. The Hog Rider is hammering down on the tower. We're actually getting a lot of damage off on him. I don't think he was expecting that at all. I'm going to go in for Lumberjack. I'm going to go in for guards on top of the Stevens. He's going in for the poison just as I thought. I knew he was running Miner Poison as soon as I didn't see a Goblin Barrel. And I'm going to go in for Ice Spirit. I'm going to go in for Hog Rider. I'm going to try to go in for a Zap right on top of the Skill Horde. Oh, let's go. Beautiful stuff. Let's go. That is awesome. So all I got to do is defend the virginity for the rest of the game. 19 seconds on the clock. Always going in for the Lumberjack on top of the Miner to catch it. Don't want to give him anything that's going to be poison value. Going to go in for another Ice Spirit, another Hog Rider, and that's actually going to be Fireball Zap range, but I don't think he knows. He should play a lot more aggressive, but he's not doing it. So good game, well played, and good luck, sir. Alright guys, so we got a game against Dogpran. I'm going to be dropping Ice Spirit at the river, and I'm also going to be using my guards to counteract the goblins. Wow, so he dropped a Goblin Barrel in the back. I really wasn't expecting that. I guess I should have looked at the shadow a little bit more closely. I'm going to go for Ice Golem and Hog Rider. I'm going to go Ice Golem, Hog Rider, opposite lane. He's going to have Inferno Tower. Very unfortunate for me. I'm going to go in for a Zap. Make sure that it retargets back on top of the Ice Golem. It did not retarget back on the Ice Golem. And he goes and drops a Minion Horde. So he's got multifarious answers. This is going to be a very difficult matchup for us to win. Because we have Zap for his Goblin Barrel, and then he's going to have Inferno Tower, which is a really sturdy counter to a Hog Rider, and we don't have a great way of breaking through. So the thing that I have to do is I have to facilitate a big push or outcycle the Inferno Tower. I'm going to outcycle the Inferno Tower right here. I'm going to go for a Hog Rider, Ice Golem, Lumberjack push, and we're going to see what he wants to do about that. He's actually going to have to utilize Miner on defense, and then I'm going to go in for a Zap. Ice Golem's going to pop, kill everything, please. Lumberjack might actually get on top of the tower, and we are thriving out here. Lumberjack is going to get a lot of damage. He actually has to zap it as well. Okay, so that worked out beautifully. You have to facilitate really big pushes and outcycle their Inferno Tower. Notice how he cycled his Inferno Tower really late in sequence. after I already dropped my Hog Rider, so he was very far out of cycle there. Capitalized on that, and I did a lot of damage early on. I'm going to go in for guards at the river. He's just went in for a princess, and he has to protect the princess, of course. He can't let that thing die. So I'm going to go in for an ice golem. I'm going to get ready. He's definitely going to go in for a barrel soon. I was going to fireball that. That was pretty far back, so I'm just going to... No, it wasn't far back. I thought it was far back. You know, I'm just all sorts of messed up after he did that initial barrel, guys. We are not making pro plays. Somehow, some way, I messed up there. So I'm just going to go in for an Ice Spirit. It will kill the princess, the remnants of the princess, so that is decent for me. And now I have my guards back in cycle. I can start Fireball cycling out his other tower if I really want to. It only takes 2 Fireballs, so I'm not going to get overzealous, though. I'm going to go in for an Ice Golem and a Hog Rider, and I just want to see what he's up to. So he's going to go in for an Inferno Tower. That means that he's going to be down a lot of elixir. Inferno Tower doesn't have any counter push potential. I'm going to capitalize on that, and I'm going to go in for my Fireball. Also going to go in for guards here. And then I'm just going to go and zap the remnants of the Goblin Gang. I just don't want to have him have any chip damage whatsoever. Not about that life. We don't give free damage here, man. We're not a charity case. We're going to be dropping our Ice Golem in the back. And then, what do we want to do? I just want to go drop an Inferno Dragon. He's going to go in for... Yeah, he's definitely going to make me Fireball, unfortunately. So I do Fireball. I bounce back the Miner. And there just wasn't a great way of dealing with it. I just have to cycle back to another Fireball and take the W then. I'm going to go in for a Hog Rider. I think it does bypass the Inferno Tower, so he does have to deal with that. We're going to get a hit, and we don't actually even have to Fireball. So good game, well played, and good luck, sir. Interesting game. I can't believe he's running Zap It with Inferno Tower. Inferno Tower is a really hard counter to Hog Rider. I'm glad that we won. Alright guys, so we got a game against Patak, and I'm going to be saucing out the Ice Spirit at the river. So what is he up to? What is his deck? We have no clue. I'm going to be dropping guards at the river, and it's cordially greeted by a Dark Prince. Not the start that I wanted at all. We're down a lot of elixir, and we're going to have to drop an Ice Golem. So we're actually down 2 elixir right now because I dropped guards, I dropped Ice Spirit. That's 4 elixir already. That's the Dark Prince value. And he essentially got a free Mega Knight, or he got a free Mega Minion right there. 1 elixir Mega Minion. He's going to go drop his Prince. I'm going to go drop an Inferno Dragon. It should kill the Mega Minion. It should still go in the right-hand lane, so I'll be pretty happy about that. He can't go with a Giant Push just yet. He's actually going to go with a Baby Dragon, so this is probably going to be Golem. It's probably not going to be, it's not going to be Giant like I thought it would be. I'm going to go in for guard. Guard surround was kind of insignificant. I should have went in for the surround. It's not a Dark Prince. What am I thinking? Should have went for it off to the side just to pull it a little bit further. I'm going to go in for an Ice Golem, and we're going to see what he wants to do here. So, alright. Here's the plan, guys. I'm going to go for a Hog Rider that looks like it's going to go towards the pump, but it's in reality actually going to go towards the tower. We're going to see if we can bait out anything, and I want a Fireball. Okay, so we ended up getting some pretty nice Fireball value. I'm going to actually encapsulate the pump. I'm going to hit the Dark Prince, and we're going to have a little bit of a problem here with the Dark Prince, though. I'm going to have to go for Ice Spirit, and then I'm also going to have to expend more elixir with the guards. Unfortunately, I don't have Ice Golem because I just utilized it with the Hog Rider. But this is definitely going to be a Golem deck, so it's not too scary at all. So as soon as he goes in for a Golem, no matter where he goes in for the Golem, you rush opposite lane. You go abandon wherever you have tower damage. You don't care anymore. You just got to get, you got to make sure that he doesn't have a parade push all in one lane. I'm going to go in for an Inferno Dragon. I kind of have to because I don't really have a great way of dealing with that. I'm going to go in for a Lumberjack as well. This is going to be a pretty nice push, and I'm going to probably go in for a Hog Rider in front or right after the Lumberjack passes. So Lumberjack's going to die. We're going to have a really nice Rage Party. Everything's going to get piped up, and Hog Rider's going to hammer on through. Inferno Dragon should work on the Dark Prince, but the Dark Prince's shield does reset the Inferno Dragon. But the Inferno Dragon Rage is so OP, man, so we're back in business. So he goes in for the Golem. As I said before, you got to rush opposite lane. You got to abandon wherever you're going. You don't care anymore after that. So we're going to go in for a Hog Rider. We're going in for guards. We're going in for Ice Golem. We're trying to make something happen with that. His Baby Dragon is opposite lane, so I don't know how he's going to deal with this. I might actually have to go in for a Fireball Zap to eliminate the Mega Minion, but I'm going to go in for guards first and foremost. And then we're going to try to kite everything opposite lane with an Ice Golem. This is getting a little bit dicey. I don't like how this is working so far. We're going to have to go in for Lumberjack, and then I'm going to also have to go in for Ice Spirit. So we're barely going to defend this, maybe? If I go in for guards? Yeah, so the Baby Dragon is a menace, but we did defend the Virginity. So I'm going to have to go in for a Hog Rider. Hog Rider will be hammering right on through. He's going to be going in for some, he's going to give me some absurd Fireball value. So if we get at least one hit with the Hog Rider, everything will be not in vain, but we don't get that hit. I'm going to have to go in for an Ice Golem to kite. I'm going to have to go in for Ice Spirit again. And then I'm going to also have to go in for guards. So the really unfortunate thing is I have to go in for Inferno Dragon. Otherwise that 1 HP would just make my dreams memes. I should have went in for a Fireball, not even a Hog Rider. I don't know why I did that. But I'm going to go in for a Fireball just now. And now I just got to cycle back. As long as I cycle back in time, we are fine then. So I'm going to go in for an Ice Spirit. I'm going in for Ice Golem as well. Everything is going to kite. I'm going to go... Can we not see that zap, guys? Can we unsee that zap? That zap was a chief pad and a half. And now it's at 202 HP, so I actually have to cycle back again. Oh my gosh, guys. This is such a meme. If we lost that, that would have been really bad. Thankfully, we did win that game. Good game, well played, and good luck. Alright guys, so we had a game against Falov. I'm going to be dropping my Ice Spirit at the river, and he's going to be dropping a Spear Goblin Hut. So this is going to be a difficult matchup to say the least. I'm going to try to rush opposite lane of the Spear Goblin Hut with the Lumberjack and a Hog Rider. So we're going to see what we can make happen. We're going to go in for a zap right on top of the Spear Goblins, and the Hog Rider is going to decimate his tower. That's a lot of damage. The bats are going to be an insignificant threat, and the Lumberjack gets a lot of hits off on the tower as well. So the best thing that you guys got to do with this deck, the biggest thing actually, you always got to have good starts when they have a defensive building like a Spear Goblin Hut or an Inferno Tower. If you don't get damage early on and double elixir happens, it's going to be exceptionally hard for you to ever break through. You got to recognize where the placement is, and that placement, it was off center, so I could go and abuse it and get some Hog Rider damage. I'm going to do it again right now. I'm going to go in for an Ice Spirit, and he doesn't have a Spear Goblin Hut in cycle, so I feel like I can just go in for a Hog Rider and get a lot more damage. He's going to go drop his Prince, and we're just eating the Spear Goblin damage all the meanwhile because we don't really have another answer to it. We have to do that. If we want to win this game, we have to trade damage for tower damage. We gotta trade tower damage for an opportunity to actually break through with our Hog Rider. And our Lumberjack is going to be barreling right on through. He does have to respond to that. And I dislike going in for Ice Golems because then he's able to stack up a lot of Spear Goblins. Like the Spear Goblins stack up on the Ice Golem and then you have a really big threat. But I feel like I might have to do that pretty soon. I'm going to go in for another Ice Spirit, and I think that he's probably going to go in for a Spear Goblin Hut on defense here. Yeah, he's wisened up. He realizes that he's got to actually answer that. Could go in for a Fireball, but it's not really the play. And I have to go in for an Ice Golem here. So what I got to do is I got to cycle guards. I got to cycle at least one guard towards the Spear Goblins, and the guards are not going towards the Spear Goblins, unfortunately. Oh my gosh, this is relentless for him. Could zap that to allow Spear Goblins to maybe get a hit, or the guard to get one hit, so that's decent for me. I'm going to go in for Ice Spear. I'm going to go in for Lumberjack. My Lumberjack, unfortunately, will go back, so the Spear Goblin will get a lot of damage. But if we get into a 1-0 scenario, I think it could be pretty nice for me. I'm going to go in for guards as well. Guards do take the initial targeting. Then I'm going to go in for a Hog Rider. Fireball is actually out of... Oh, man. It's out of range, out of sight of that. So that's not the best for me. But the Hog Rider will end up killing that. I'm going to go in for Ice Spear. I'm going to go in for Lumberjack. 34 seconds remaining. He's got to go in for some spells on top of my tower. I don't know if he wants to or not. He knows that he has to, but I don't know. We're going to go for a Fireball right on top. We're going to make sure that we end up killing that. We have to go in for a Zap. Hog Rider will get a hit. That finishes off the tower. Okay. So now we got to defend for 16 seconds left. He's probably just going to spell it out, honestly. No, he drops 2 Musketeers? What? Alright, I was not expecting that at all, guys. I'm not going to lie. That's something whack. That's a really oddball story that just happened. I could Fireball that back, but I think that he's going to take the tower. I just zapped the 2 Musketeers, and I could have actually Fireballed back the Miner. That would have been a really sick play. I just wasn't thinking about it at the time. I'm going to go for Ice Golem and then a Hog Rider, and then I got to go for guards right on top. The Prince is just so annoying, man. I was just mystified by seeing the 3 Musketeers. Really was not expecting that. Ice Golem's going to slow down the Prince, and unfortunately the Hog Rider doesn't get a hit, but the guards are doing so much damage to that. I wonder if he's the type of dude to go for 3 Muskies in the middle. He might be. He's not doing it just yet. I'm going to go for a Lumberjack, and he's going to get Prince damage off of my tower, but that's not too scary. As long as, actually, it is a little bit scary if it racks up, man. So I'm going to have to go in for guards. I'm going to have to go in for a Zap on top of the Spear Goblins, the Hut, and just about everything. The Lumberjack is not dying first. I want the Lumberjack to die before the Hog Rider. It's just not happening. Going to go for an Ice Spirit, and now he's going to start to apply a little bit more pressure. I'm going to have to go in for Ice Golem, otherwise it would just be too devastating for those bats to just get on top of my tower. Going to go for guards right on top of the Spear Goblin Hut. He's not dropping the Spear Goblin Hut like I thought he would, but we're still getting damage regardless. The Spear Goblins are just going to be making sure that we don't... Oh, man. This is really not going the way I wanted to. I wanted so many different interactions to play out better, but it's being a really gradual fight here. So I'm going to have to go in for Lumberjack right on top. I'm going to go in for Ice Golem and then Hog Rider. He's not dropping his 3 Musketeers. I want him to drop his 3 Musketeers. I was like ready for Fireball. He just keeps dropping Prince. And whenever I think he's going to go in for Spear Goblin Hut, he goes in for Prince. Whenever I think he's going to go in for Prince, he ends up going in for Spear Goblin Hut. But it's still... going pretty decent for me. I'm going to go for the Fireball. The Lumberjack is actually going to be making its way towards the Prince. I have to go in for Ice Golem right on top. He's going to try to 3-crown me. The Miner is going to do a stagnant amount of damage. The Prince and Musketeer are the two menacing threats here. Notice how the Miner just kind of died. And the Musketeer, obviously, if that locked on my tower, that would have been really tragic. I'm going to go in for a Hog Rider. I'm going to go in for Ice Golem. And then I got to go for a Lumberjack right on top. The Lumberjack's going to die. It's going to give me a Rage. I think it's also going to take the attention from everything else. Also, this Ice Spirit ends up connecting. Please give me a hit. It doesn't happen. Oh my gosh. Can we just, like, not play against someone with Spear Goblin Hut with their 3 Musketeers? That would have been so nice to, like, not play against this, you know? But I'm going to have to go in for Ice Golem here. We might actually end up drawing this game, guys. It might come to that type of conclusion. I hope it doesn't, but it might. When I go for a Hog Rider right on top, we got guards surrounding the Spear Goblin Hut. The Hog Rider is probably going to... Okay, thankfully it goes towards the tower that we wanted. And we're just going to go in for a Fireball. Give me one more Hog Rider hit. We do not end up getting the Hog Rider hit. But the Inferno Dragon is coming on through. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go in for an Ice Golem. The Inferno Dragon might sizzle the tower. And it does. Oh my gosh. 8 seconds remaining. And we clinch the W. That was a really crazy game. I didn't enjoy it too much. It was really stressful, but I'm happy to take it. And that's actually where we're going to end today's video. I haven't played Hog Rider and Inferno Dragon too much, but this is a really fun deck for me to play. If you guys are interested in more decks like this, make sure to check out RoyaleAPI.com. It has all the latest and greatest 12-win decks. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for chilling with me, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Peace out.